Hey folks, how you doing today? I'm just gonna knock out a quick little water scene here. Sea scheme. Basically have an old painting I did that I didn't like, so I've gone over it, layer of white. It's still a little, you still see through it a little bit, but by the time we're done, you won't be able to. I'll make sure of that. Get a little more white here in the middle. I just want to make sure it's good and wet. A few little brush hairs there. Let me get my palette knife. There you go, scraping all the paint off already. More in though, I'm not worried about it. Got another knife. Another knife. Not another knife, another hair. Alright, let's not use that brush then. Let's use a different one since that one's leaving all kinds of hair there. There we go. I do believe now all the brush hairs are gone. So now I'm just gonna dip crimson here. And just kind of right in the middle. Since that white paint is still wet, crimson will mix right in. It's actually making the background show through a little more. So let's get a little more white paint. Must be rather the word I'm looking for. Must be a rather transparent crimson. See if I have one that's a little more like here. Yeah, here. We have a permanent red. Oh, maybe that permanent red will be a little more opaque. I don't need much of it. Red tends to be pretty strong, so let's get a little more white. Let's load that white on the brush. Let's go back over it. Really push that previous scene into the background. Let's get just that permanent red. Ooh, nice actually. I think that permanent red, I can already tell it's covering the previous painting better. And it's also more opaque. Let me see through it. Alright, let's go ahead and just get a little more titanium white. This is an early morning scene, not quite right by dawn, but there's just a little bit of that dawn color left in the sky. Right at the horizon. So we're going to leave that reddish color in there. Go into our blue. I need to lower that, don't I? There we go. Go into our blue there. Having a little red. Still in the brush. We can soften up that edge. Blend it together. I think I want to put some white in there too. I want that to be a little lighter since it's close to the horizon. Okay, let's back in that blue. Kind of mirror it on the bottom here. Out right there. Get it fairly even. I think I'm gonna have some clouds in the sky. So doesn't need to be completely even, but you want it fairly even. I got a little more white and blue down here than I have up top, so Just get some light in there. Match them up a little better. All right, now smooth it out. Smooth out down there. All right, now we can look at that. Almost that pure blue. Got a little black in there. That'll be okay having that on the bottom. You'll understand why. Blend that into that blue. We can almost get rid of it. Just leave a hint. Right. Just wanted to get some blue that hadn't been mixed into that black. That white undercoat I put on there, I can see, I can tell. It's already pretty dry. It's okay, because I do have a little cup with some acrylic pouring medium in there. And I use that to keep the paint damp on the canvas. Make it easier to mix in, right? Kind of right here. Right here. I'm just going to take a little white and kind of go along the bottom here. That's still pretty damp. I just want to brighten it. Right in the middle there. Kind of show where the horizon is. Maybe get a smaller half or maybe 5/8 inch brush. And just get a little inch of white right kind of there in the middle. Just to brighten it some. Okay. Take a flat brush here again. Just smooth it out. We want to smooth out that water. Right. Let's go ahead and let's put some clouds in that sky. Some titanium white, fan brush. We'll start a little bit. Horizon. You don't need a whole lot. I can have a whole lot of clouds right now. Just kind of dancing in a basic shade one. One of these soft brushes. I'm going to smooth it back in this guy. Let's see if I have a softer fan brush. I think that would work better. I just had a little too much paint on that one. I also just used a little too much pressure when I was trying to smooth it out. Real careful not to use too much. Not still smooth it, not too much. So, process of elimination here. Brush, very soft, a little bigger. Yeah, I think you will look too nicely. Back into our white. Just some gentle clouds. Nothing major. Work on that pink into it. That blue. Now kind of mirror it a little bit on the bottom. Doesn't need to be a perfect mirror, but pretty close. Down here in the water, I'm just working right in. Some funky texture. And once that dries some, we'll add highlights. Get a little a little more white. Right here we got a little sun. Again, I know it's probably not even really showing up very well on the camera, but it is a little brighter. The clouds have never been my strong suit anyway. My clouds are always a little more impressionistic. I need to work on. That's all right. A lot of my technique to work on. If we can have fun within our limitations, well, that's all that matters. Yeah, use a little more pressure down here. So I don't want any texture. And we can just put in, just leave that brush, that blue off. Just put a few, tap in a few wood floaters here and there. Sky. Do the same down here. Let's use this brush. Some light on there. Get a little more. One more color there. Oh, I still had some blue on that brush, didn't I? That'll just mask the red. White again. Almost kind of want that. Maybe it's a little misty there at the horizon. Big brush again. Smooth it out. All right. Let's see what's next. I think next. It's sienna. White. Light reddish brown. Take my palette knife. White off. Right into that color. I think start about maybe right here. Out to there. Cut a little line. Oh, you know what? I want to bring that up a little bit, so let's bring it up a little bit. Do the same on the other side. Got across there. Trying to figure out how to position that knife. It's not working too well. Alright. Let's go ahead and mix up a blotch of that color. Got too much red in there that time. It gives a little rust look though. That's kind of nice. Kind of straight. Some of that cross. Don't want to completely cover the blue. So I want this to look like it's just a dock, a pier after a rainstorm. So there's water on it that's reflecting the sky early morning. So going straight across there. Not covering everything up. So I want that reflection. line working on to shape. I think what I need to do there, let's get that paint on the other side, maybe. Put a little too hard, get that glue off. I'm gonna do that. Actually, brush here to smooth some of that out. There's some white lines on there. Alright. With a palette knife, black. Put the seams. And I'm not going for an absolute realism here. This is just poops and giggles. I just want to give the impression if there was enough of a rainstorm, early hours of the morning, late hours of the night, look at it. It left some water on this pier. More of that black, don't I? This is also an excuse to play with the palette knife a little bit. I want to get a little more use of it, get a little more used to using it. Learn how to better control it. I feel like practice is the best way to do that. Scratch the grains with the stiff brush. One more shadow. Okay. I think that'll work. Maybe one little. Just dark. All right. That titanium white. Probably gonna need more than a little more. Nice big spot there. If I trust this brush, it's old and it's falling apart. Right in the middle here. Ah, that's too high up in the sky, isn't it? If we're gonna still have that pink. Wrong brush. We're gonna still have that pink in there. The sun shouldn't be that high in the sky, should it? So just flatten that out again. Got a few more hairs to get rid of. If you're not picking hairs off your canvas, scrubbing paint off your hands, when you're done, dare I say you're not doing it right. Okay, let's put that some. Let's put it about right here. Of course, you know, with some more paint later to get it brighter. I'm just going to use my finger to smooth that out some. That's the area where our sun is going to be. Just a little smaller brush here. Just on our dock. Just gonna put it on a little reflection of that sunlight running down through the water, like it would if it was just water all the way down. A little hint of what we're going for. Most of the water, most of the paint off. Now we're just gonna do a few little. Let's get a little more white. Actually, I should do yellow in there too. Right now, I just kind of want that white in there. So, any of the blue, just pour some of that in. Over again with the white. If the sun was high in the sky, putting it in your painting, it should always be white. The only reason we think of it as yellow, well, there's probably two reasons. One is that it's known as a yellow dwarf. It does give off more light on the yellowish side of the spectrum because of its heating composition. But, when you're outside on a sunny day, look around. Nothing outside has a yellowish hue unless it's painted yellow. The reason we think of it as yellow is because when it's closer to the horizon, it's the only time we can look at it for more than a split second without hurting ourselves, hurting our eyes. It's actually white. Let's see if any of this cloud here is thickened up enough. That's actually the wrong spot. Place the position of our sun there, so we'll just move that back in. We're just gonna. They should be. Here and there. A lot. You have to think about your source of light better than you have to. It's okay to make little mistakes like that sometimes. The good thing is I caught it right away, which allowed me to fix it. Maybe just shape to our clouds in areas where there's some highlight. On the edges so they're not sharp. I don't want it to be very sharp. I want it to be nice and soft. Let's just be a nice, cool. Smooth it out. Picking up some black paint somewhere. I don't know where. Let's put it back out. Push that paint layer down. So, let's tighten up the clouds a little bit more. Put a little shade on some of those if you want. Soften that. Now we're mirror down here some. I'm not gonna put them in the same way. What I'm doing down here, just kind of try to dance it in with some straight lines. Give the hint. We're looking at some water. That should be right about down here. Right about here. So, I'm gonna get a little more highlight out of the dock. It's actually, let's get some nice white and orange mix. More highlight out of the dock. Take a smaller brush, go back into that mix. Sharp lines. Found the culprit where I had some black paint coming from, and it was the brush. Back into the white. Just white. Right? Not. Just brighten off. So when it's dry, we can add some. So add some bright white in there. I want to put a little shadow in the clouds. Take some of that blue. Take a little orange to dull it. Right on top of this shadow. Looks like they're far enough away. Yeah, that needs more blue. That's a little too green. That's better. More soft enough as it is. Let's just go straight with that darker sky color. Get rid of that. Blue and orange are supposed to give me a grayish blue. What I forgot I was dealing with is that the blue color usually has some green. So basically, blue and orange cancel each other out, and all I'm left with is the green. I don't like the shape of that cloud too much. I want to darken up a little in there. So let's take a little touch of white on the brush. Just work back into some of these grease bricks. A little too sharp of an edge between the shadow part of it. I don't like the shape of that cloud. Like I said, clouds are not strong suit. I am going to get better at it. It's to practice. You know what I'm doing with this piece is just practice. palette knife. Practice with clouds. Let's see here. Soft. Yeah, you're pretty soft. Smooth that out there. Get another soft brush. White. Some blue in there. Just gonna basically kill the top of that cloud. So we can reshape a little more life. Now, normally, also, I should point this out, I would have bigger clouds at the top of my sky, because perspective would tell you those are the ones that are closer to you. These clouds, I just wanted off at the horizon, maybe just a few little wispy ones, almost like the storm rolled through and moved that way. So that's why I just have a couple little wispy ones at the top there. Might put in a few more little wispy ones there. Let's see. Let's just get a little nicer shape. I just want these to be like big puffy clouds at the edge of the storm roll through. Nothing threatening. I don't need a cloud with a threatening arm. I just want this one to look nice and be puffy. There's some of that texture. Might leave some. Yes. A small brush. With some white. Areas in here, some highlighter. Almost make it look like bank clouds. Oops, too loud. I think I see a problem. With perspective, that light wouldn't necessarily go through all the way to the bottom. Shadows in those areas. I think what I'm gonna have to do is sit. Some old junker campuses have a few that have holes in them. Just sit there, practice my clouds. It sounds to me like that would be a good day. I just feel like it needs a little more variation. We can always come back to it later. Alright, now what do you need? Some of that sunshine. Cloud shadow. Streaks. Okay. Now I need some more of that dark wood color. Let's actually get just a touch of the blue in there. Fill out some of the red a bit. Looks what good as a little dark pier. That's some posts. Tiny boat too. Like how that one automatically grabs some of that black. No shadow on it. It should. Just that note. I want to look a little more abstract. Just basing on what's coming out so far, so that's what I'm doing. So let's get black. Too much on it. Shake up these sides. That side. Shake up that side. That's what we need. Black, brown, thinner up. The shade from those posts. Draw that out. Draw it out long because we have that sun. Post at the edge of this dock, so that shade. We have that sun over the horizon. So we're gonna have shade. Posts just right here. Edge of the dock. I think that's okay. Had a little more black paint than I thought. I feel like that shade needs to creep around the side of these bad boys. More. So let's just get some skin itself. Down, blend those edges. Okay. Now we need a little highlight on top. A little more white to mix in that color. Just right at the top of the posts. Let's get it going. Oh, white in there. Brush back into some white here. Yeah, it's a little brown on there. And that cloud. It almost looks transparent. That's not the look. More shade. More highlights. Not that tones. Go ahead and get a little red and white. All right. Well, one more thing to do. A little more titanium white. Let sun dry. Middle, I'm just gonna put dab of paint. Finger, so it's thicker. That's gonna take a while to dry, of course. You know what? There's too much. There's too much negative space up here at the top. For something new. Quite enough paint coverage. There's so much in. Even everything out. Not that white. Too much. There's clouds in there. Paint off the brush. It's too bright. Green from the top to make it match a little better, though. Right. Oh yeah. What I need here too. Let's get up some more red in there. Down here. Just a little bit of that. And maybe right on the horizon. White paint right here. Just right on the horizon. Starting up the middle, pulling out. So you want the line thickest right beneath the sun. Just water dancing. A little light dancing on the water is what I'm trying to say. A fan brush. I like how the texture looks on there, so I'm gonna leave that one. I don't have a title for this. This is just sort of a practice thing. I'm just gonna call it the dock. Leave it at that. One more thing here. I think the main thing I can do is separate this cloud from the sky. Just lighten the interior up some. Leave some of that shade in there, of course. Definitely gonna leave those pinks there because I like it looks. Okay, yeah, now that color doesn't match the sky, so it's not looking transparent. Let's get just a touch more white. Mix it there. There we go. Alright. Now I'm gonna call it done. believe I'm going to entitle this piece. I'm just going to call it The Duck. Like I said, it was just a little practice piece, trying to work on my clouds a little bit, work on using a palette knife here and there, get a little more abstract in my presentation. I don't always go for full realism, but with this, I just kind of wanted to set a little scene. I'm just a cool summer, spring, or something. I'll get a little more shade in there. And just walk down. It's obviously a big lake since you can't see the horizon. Heck, maybe it's even on the shore somewhere. Who knows? The nice thing about a painting is everybody can make up their own story about it. Make up their own mind about what it says. To me, like I said, just a practice piece. But if you see something, if you feel something, that's your truth. That's one of the great things about art. Is mean different things to different people. Nobody is wrong. But all right, call this one done. If you're watching me, hoping to learn something, I hope you did. If you were just watching to relax, then I hope you did the trick. We'll be back real soon with another painting. Have a great day today, and even better one tomorrow.